Can you see me? How's this lighting? Get out of here. Good morning. We are now in Oakland at 8:20 a.m. on the 12th of September 2024. I'm here in Oakland. Well, actually I'm going to San Francisco. That's the goal. The goal is to go to San Francisco because I'm gonna go see a saxophone player that I really enjoy. I've decided to take public transportation as the mode just for, I don't know, funsies. You know, a little adventure. It'll take a little longer, but give me a chance to sit down, read, I don't know, do other stuff. Don't feel like spending money on an Uber. It'd be a little cheaper to do a little bit of the public transport. So we're gonna learn the BART line here. But the flight here, the flight from Dallas to San Francisco, it's great. It's awesome. I actually had a great conversation with a guy named David. He was sitting next to me. Come to find out that he is vegan. And we talked about that, but it was interesting just, you know, he kind of made a quick comment, and then I, you know, remembering a book I read about testing indicators of interests and just practicing that all the time, just practicing talking with different people and just learning what it's like to test for an indicator of interest. And basically you just kind of start a conversation and see if they're interested in continuing it. But I was just like, in the moment, I was like, you know what, let me test this. Let me test an indicator of interest and just kind of see where it goes. If nothing happens, cool, go back. I'll just go back to reading. If something happens, then you might have made a new friend. Oh man, the lighting was good. Where's that lighting? There's that lighting. Woo! I'm wearing contacts now. Don't I look good? But the book talks about testing for indicators of interest and how you should constantly testing indicators of interest because you don't know where it'll lead you. And here it actually led to a really great conversation with the guy next to me. He was a 55-year-old man with a 10-year-old daughter telling me about his travels and his work and what he's doing with him and what they're doing with her, and it was awesome. Got to learn about more restaurants in the Dallas area to try out. Sounds like I need to go to H Mart, and man, this lighting is gonna drive me nuts. Anyways, we are here in San Francisco to go see Colin Stetson tonight, and if you don't know Colin Stetson, you should check out his music, especially if you're a saxophone player, because he really is creatively innovative on the instrument, on how he decides to perform on it, the techniques he uses, the extended techniques. So yeah, that's kind of the goal right now, is to go see that. But right now the goal is to get some food and see how it's like to take this BART. Hopefully they take a card. Let's go check that out. Let's find out. Let's find out if they take card. Uh-oh. Am I gonna miss my train? I gotta get on the green one. I guess that was just a transit between the airport. Taking the BART between the airport. That's nice. That's good to know for future, if I come back to San Francisco for the future. We'll see. I'm glad I prepared this time. Last time I wasn't prepared. I didn't realize how chilly it was here in San Francisco. But this time I'm a little more prepared. So I'm learning some lessons if I'm gonna be traveling and trying to take video at the same time, a suitcase that you use on a rolly bag doesn't work. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to travel with just a backpack. You know what I mean? September 12th, 11:24 a.m. Just got done eating dinner. Dinner? What? I just said it's 11:24 a.m. It's just got done eating some sort of food. Breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it. Now, it's time to do a little sightseeing. I might be wearing too much warm clothing actually, because it's starting to warm up now. The sun's coming out. I'm going to do a little sightseeing, and then we'll discuss later as to why I am here. Supposedly, or I'm gonna use the good old Google Maps. I just came for a concert, but now I got time to wander around. I ate food, it's delicious. My check-in's not till 3. I could go to the hostel I'm staying at and drop off my stuff, but that's like an hour away, taking public transportation, and since I'm already in the neighborhood, let's see what's around. Let's go. We're gonna do a little sightseeing, because, you know, the concert's tonight, and I got some time between now and tonight. And why not take advantage of the time here to go see something and check something out, get to know the vibe. Am I in frame? Hey, how is this? Look, I got a microphone so you can hear me from over there. My camera's over there and I'm over here. I'm in the park. I'm in the Golden Gate Park. I don't know if I'm too close to the mic. Am I too close to the mic right now? I'm looking at the graph, the wavy lines here, and it seems like there's a lot of movement. Should I do it further? Is this better? Is this better? Is that better? I don't know. We're figuring this out. We're learning that as we go. You gotta learn as you go. All right, well, now I'm doing a little sightseeing. I wanted to eat food first, but I decided to go on the other side of San Francisco to eat food just because that was my decision. And now I'm wishing I went to the hostel to drop this off so I could have walked around for a little bit. But you live with the decisions that you make, and we're already here. We're gonna wander around the park with this, my backpack, my camera, myself, and you, Mommy and Poppy, because that's probably who's watching right now. So, I didn't realize this park didn't have sidewalks. It looks like it's all trails. And I don't even know if I'm in this shot. Let's hope. Am I in this shot? We'll see later on. But we're almost at the windmill, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty big. Let's go see it. Right, we made it. That's the windmill. It's Murphy's windmill. So, stop 1 completed. Now, let's go see if there's some other stops to go check out. So we made it out. Oh man, I'm gonna have to move. This guy's dragging a whole tree over here. But we made it out of that park area. It's not as suitcase friendly as you think it is, but there's something up there. I'm wondering if I can get up there. Let's get going before this guy, literally dragging a tree, runs over my camera. Made it out of the park, past the tree guy, and now I'm gonna go to the top of this peak walk around for a bit, take a couple photos, a couple videos. And I think I'm gonna go to the hostel and drop my stuff off. It is starting to get in the way, just a little bit. We're gonna go up those stairs and see what the view is like up there. I made it to the hostel. We are here now inside the hostel. It's called Music City Hall. So I am staying, not we, because I'm by myself. I am staying in a 2-bed capsule. This is the room. This is the capsule. That's a capsule down there. This is the one I'm staying in. This is capsule 2. Look, it's got a bed, and you pull this down for privacy. So now, if you want privacy mode, you just turn that down. We'll put this back up. If you want a little light in there while you're in there, check that out. You got a light. This is how you get in. We get a towel, some blankets, some more blankets. Oh, not one, but 2 pillows. Nice little shindig in there. That concludes our tour of the hostel I'm staying at here in San Francisco. So now I'm gonna go eat dinner because I'm hungry. Hopefully I can take this in with me. We'll see. And that. And what I mean by this, I mean this recorder and that camera. All right, so let's talk about Colin Stetson. And let me tell you why I like his playing so much. I heard his playing, I don't know how long ago, some point in the past, I listened to his music. I think the first tune I ever heard, which a lot of saxophone players probably got introduced to him, was a tune called Judges. Judges is a tune where you really get to see the beginning of how he's building this new stylistic playing for the saxophone, mostly on the bass saxophone. So the bass saxophone is a big saxophone, bigger than the bari saxophone, bigger than the tenor and alto, and so on and so forth. It is a large instrument that is not played too often. It is actually very rarely played. It's also an instrument that is very well known to be very out of tune. He decides to play this instrument because
because it's so much bigger, you can actually get a larger range of harmonics. So like these upper tones that you can get. Because it's a lower instrument, you have more opportunity for these extra harmonics to kind of exist in the sonic sound. The way he plays it is by circular breathing. Circular breathing being a technique that is used to breathe in through your nose while you're breathing out of your mouth at the same time, so that you can get continual sound on the instrument, because saxophone's an instrument that you need to breathe to play. So circular breathing is a technique where you breathe in through your nose and then you puff up your cheeks, and while your cheeks are puffed, you breathe out so that you can continuously breathe in through your nose and breathe out of your mouth, and you can keep getting a sound. Because saxophone, usually you have to take a breath to be able to play. So to be able to have this continual sound, these continual drones or these continual sheets of sounds, he's got to be able to circular breathe. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. He plays the saxophone with this technique. This is kind of the foundation of his technique. This is what basically allows him to play a tune for 8 minutes straight, 12 minutes straight, 17 minutes straight, whatever. And so it's very, very, very technically demanding, but also very physically demanding, because not only is he doing it, circular breathing, he's also doing that on a very large instrument. So just think about the lung capacity that's needed, but then also just the ability to continually do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for a while. So that's kind of his foundation of his technical ability. On top of that, he does a couple different things. Two of his main things is either having some sort of drone, some sort of rhythmic effect at the bottom of his playing, or some sort of sheets of sound. Sheets of sound being going up and down a range of notes. Either it could be major chords, it could be minor chords, it could just be certain whole step sounds, or any sort of shape of just more than one note versus just holding onto one note. It is a span of notes, making it sound like there's like a chordal effect, some sort of chord instrument. So that's another aspect of his sound. So you're getting this layering effect of just from one person. Not only does he have these sheets of sounds, this circular breathing, he also mics different parts of the instrument to get a percussive sound. So he's miking the base of the horn, the front of the horn, the keys on his right hand, the keys on his left hand, and he has one extra microphone that is around his neck. Why is he miking up the keys of the horn? Well, he's using that to get a percussive sound. He is a one-man band, and he doesn't have a drummer. He's not using like a drum pedal or a drum effect. All the sounds are coming from the instrument himself. Now, he might be adding some sort of effects like reverb or delay or something like that to extend the sound or give it an extra soundscape or to give it extra texture, extra color, extra, oomph to it. So I brought up the microphone on the neck, right? The microphone on the neck, and you're like, why would a saxophone player have a microphone on his neck? That makes no sense, Royce. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because he hums or basically sings in his throat while he's playing to add an extra layer to the sounds that he's trying to make. And so when you hear some sort of sound, or it's just like, I don't know if this will work. Let's test this out. Why not? Let's test it out. He's got a microphone on his neck, and he's going. He's basically doing that. He does this to add another layer of sound to the thing. So when you're listening to the saxophone player, you're not just hearing just the saxophone. So you're having the sheets of sound, the drones, the percussiveness of it, the humming of it, and then adding some sort of possible reverb to it or echo delay or something like that. You get this beautiful sound of just minimalistic. And what I mean by minimalistic, I mean more so a repetitive thing. There's repetition to it. It's not like an orchestral piece or a jazz tune where each bar is something different. It's like minimalistic music, like Steve Reich or Philip Glass, where it's just repetitive over and over and over, and just you hear the layering on top of one thing, and one little thing changes after another, slowly but surely, if you're really listening. And man, it is just a beautiful soundscape of music. I don't know, how do I say this? It's just a beautiful soundscape of music. Come on! So when you get all this together, you get this new sound that really, when it came out, was kind of revolutionary to the instrument, where a lot of people weren't doing this thing, and it's kind of similar to what the beatbox sax guy. Like, they took these extended techniques and they put it together in an interesting, innovative way that kind of really changed the way the saxophone is played, and not just the traditional just playing the notes, or maybe just playing altissimo, or you're doing the overtone, or you're doing the circular breathing thing, but they're adding all these different aspects to it. Of, instead of, like, usually when you hum into the saxophone, it gives a buzzing effect, but when he hums into it, it gives it this other layer of a sound, of seeming like there's a vocalist in the band when there's not. And it's really a really nice sound. So that's who I'm seeing tonight.